Alright folks, today I want to do a hopefully short tutorial on the compass calibration of the Waltz Scout, and I want to make it in two parts. I want to do it the calibration as advised on page 2 of the match width book that is supplied with the Scout. This here is just for people that are wondering how do you do it, and to really give you a visual of what's going on when you calibrate this. So first and foremost, before you do anything on your computer, if you're updating whatever you're doing and you plug this piece up, or piece, if you plug up the X4 whatever, you want to remove the props. First remove the props, so give them all a little spin. What I do is lay them in their position so I remember where they are, or which is which, or you know, if you, I don't want to say fancy, but if you're fancy, then it's M1, M2 and all that shit. I'm just a fucking cook, so I'm just gonna keep it real, man. So I'm just a cook. Okay, now next, you want to open your mission planner. You open that right on up. Good to go, good to go. Alright, I'm usually prompted with update to whatever update I want you to. I'm using 1.3.5, and this was advised by Matt Kim. You know, I'm just a cook, like I said before. I don't know all about this stuff, but he said the advanced MP, or not, I'm sorry, the upgraded MPs or mission planners got a couple bugs when it comes down to the compass and all that, so we want to stay away from that. This is why we're here. Anyways, so I'm using 1.315. so what we want to do at this point is we want to connect the Scout to the mission planner. Alright, so now you also want to remove your gimbal, because you're going to be waltzing. So let's go ahead and remove the gimbal. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm the real deal here. Here we go. Move this. The real deal, you know. Still got the poor man's repairs. You know what I mean? My servo, still haven't put on the good servo yet. So let's remove the gimbal. There goes the little screw. Let's remove that bad boy. And also, when you're doing your test flights, you know what I mean, if you're not too confident, it's alright. Remove your gimbal. You're actually gonna add, damn it, gonna add some flight time there. I probably should have said take this out first. You're gonna have some flight time, you know what I mean? You get to explore and experience your new either hobby, toy, or commercial endeavors. You know what I mean? This is the future, folks. This is what's about to happen, and I don't know if you know, this has been unlocked to the public. So here we go. All right, now we've taken off the gimbal, we've taken off the props. Let's plug her up. We're gonna plug her on up, and we'll start the procedures to calibrating this compass properly, so you're not receiving any drift or anything. And I guarantee you're gonna see a big difference, and I hope that you're one of the new people that don't have to experience watching your baby that you just spent $1,500 on smash into a tree, and you break all these props, and then you gotta go through all this But honestly, it got me to this point because I smacked this thing around 5 times before I actually broke something that would enable me to fly again. So sometimes consequence is good. Sometimes consequence is real good. You know what I mean? So here we go. Once again, here we go. let's plug this puppy up. We're gonna plug her up right there. Alright folks, now that we have plugged up the Scout X4 to the mission planner, alright, what you want to do is you want to turn on the radio, and you also want to do the normal procedures of operation for the X4 while the battery is in. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're letting them all connect. We're letting everything sync up. I personally just let the red light stop flashing if that's what's going to happen. But let's move forward. Now I'm going to go ahead and connect. Oh, look at that. Great. I got blinks already. We're connecting here. So we're syncing our Scout and the mission planner right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off because there's no need for that. And also, I should have told you beforehand, we want to make sure all your values are at 0. I'm getting 4 blinks in the house. Probably flying right here. Alright, so alright folks, now that the Scout has synced with mission planner, let's go ahead and excuse me, let's go ahead and go to internal setup. Then you also go to mandatory hardware, go down to compass, and in here, if you see everything here, it's already set up. Don't mark any other things that you don't know about. Anything else is completely besides what I'm trying to show. What I'm showing is how to calibrate this thing properly. Alright, so here we're gonna do, and we're gonna do an example of the difference between the Scouts from the factory, how they tell you what to do, and the mission planner, what you can do. Alright? Alright. Okay, so we went to internal setup, went to mandatory hardware, and now we're in the compass. So what we want to do is go to live calibration. You hit live calibration. You're going to get prompted. It says, please click and move the autopilot around all axes in a circular motion, and you hit OK. Alright, here it's asking you, got 3 samples, more data needed. Alright, so what I want to talk about, guys, and re-emphasize about and show the difference of is the compass calibration that's given to us by Waltz itself. And I want to show the difference on mission planner. I want to show you the difference. What are you getting when you do the suggested drone dance or the calibration dance? It's stated right there on page 2. This is what you're getting rather from doing it yourself. This right here is what you're getting when you do the normal drone calibration. Alright, as I move the Scout around, you can see the blip. So what I'm going to do is do the roll over the front. Alright, so this is what you get when you do the first procedure of the forward roll motion in the calibration. So we're getting a visual of what the actual calibration is doing. So we got the rollover. It knows where up, down, and around is in its first fucking row. So the next one is to have the scout, what is it, the clockwise motion. Let's look at the clockwise motion. Okay, there you have the clockwise motion. So let us look at the horizontal motion. Now there you have the horizontal motion recorded by what the compass is getting. And so we're going to do the nose down, which is the final motion, the nose down rotation. Okay, now that would complete your compass calibration from Walkira. Alright, now what I want to do is show you the difference from what we're actually doing, which is actually giving you this visual, is what you can do in Mission Planner. Alright, here you go. And I believe this should be standard. This should be completely standard for the safety of the public. You know, everybody's worried about being spied upon, but you got 4 chainsaws headed at you, you know what I mean? And some of these are like wrapped in carbon fiber where they don't really break too easily, you know what I mean? And the RPM of the motor and all that. So this is the difference. The first shot I showed you, the drone dance. I'm going to show you what Studio Paparazzo. This is the drone waltz. This is the waltz. It's a little more difficult than a dance. This is the waltz, which you should get for the money. Here you go, folks. Now watch the screen and you see the difference. And if this is a compass or a flight controller, which one do you want to fly on? Let alone having $1,500 in the air depend on. Here we go. I'm going to do the waltz, and I'm going to start upside down. I like to do the hardest position first because we're doing this plugged in, and the USB cords don't always love us, you know what I mean? So here we go, and hope I don't disconnect. Once you disconnect, you got to start all over again. So let's turn this puppy upside down, and you can see what it's doing right there. Alright, I'm turning her upside down, and you remember it says move in a circular motion. So what you want to do is you want to do that. You want to move the drone around, do the waltz, you know, orientate and watch the screen so you're able to build on the orientation itself. Now look at that. Just populate and populate and populate. You know what? I'm not even gonna overdo it. I'm gonna stop on the top, and let's go ahead and put it back on its level point. I mean, you don't have to, but I do this just because it's so hard to keep this dang plug in, and I want to keep all my sites. So let's see. It says got 326 samples, more data needed. So it's telling you, hey, I need more to orientate myself because I don't have any orientation right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna feed this beast. We're gonna feed it. So let's do on the side. I turn it on the side, and what you want to do is you pretty much want to Waltz, you want to do every angle that you can imagine in a circular fashion, and you just see this three-dimensional blip start to populate, and it really starts to show you what the compass is seeing, what is this doing. And this is security, folks. This is safety. This is everything you want. So you can hone in and see, you could do everything you need, and this should really come from the factory. So let's go ahead. I just did the left side. So I did the top and I did the left side. You can already see the significant difference in what the screen is showing you. So let's continue. I got 652 samples. It says need more data. So let's continue to feed the beast. Let's go ahead and try to do it nose down. Once again, if this thing unplugs, you got to start all over. So take your time and be patient. So let's just keep pointing it nose down, and you go ahead and roll it around in a circular motion. Make your circles wider. Let's populate this globe that we see that's starting to form, which kind of resembles the Earth, if you know what I mean. So let's populate this compass. Oh my God, now this is why I call it a waltz, because after you do this and you watch this screen and you try to do this, man, you're gonna be moving this thing all over the place trying to fill this. This is what we needed, folks. This is the smoking gun for a proper device that flies 100% out of the box. I mean, not 100%, because it's still going to orientate itself, because it's still a lot of different angles and positions that this basic compass flight controller needs. It's not optical, it's a compass, folks. So remember, this is nose down, doing nose down. So I'm gonna put it back on its level point and let it rest. So, all right, what did I do? I did it upside down, I did his left side, and I did nose down. Now look at these population points. I got 1,234 population points. Personally, I've only got 3,200 population points. So I'm gonna keep going. If I make this thing better, I'm gonna save it. I just hope I don't mess up anywhere along the lines to where I gotta start all the way over. But anyways, I'm gonna try to keep this sweet and simple so you guys can see the difference in the compass calibrations and what we should be getting and what we're allowed to do, thank God. So here we are, and this might explain a lot why DJI cost a little bit more. Probably they go through these procedures, and probably you get that, as well as the optical sensor that's on the bottom that helps position it without the GPS, you know what I mean, through optical sensory, of course. Anyways, we're not going to go into PixHawk, we're not going to go into the PX4. Let's just stick with this and let's get it basic and turn this beast into a great machine. Let's turn it on to its right side now. Remember, we're going to keep pressure on that USB cord so we don't lose connection. And I'm just gonna do this a little bit here because I don't want to lose connection. I just want everybody to see the difference in what is being done here. Okay, so that's the right side just for a second, and you can dance away, waltz away, turn on some music, your favorite tunes, and just let that thing go around. We got 1,399. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do the back side of it. I'm gonna do the back side, the rear, the side where the battery is. And this might be a little difficult holding this cord, but once again, get in the best position you can, and you just go ahead and keep going circles and watch that screen and just try to fill up as much populated areas as you can. And remember, you know, you just want this thing to be level, and this helps it. This helps us to know, hey, I'm on my back. I need to put what do you call that? Adjust the ESC so I have more more power to level out. So this is what you're doing. You're orientating it on points of what am I doing, says the compass. All right, that's enough for the bottom. All right, so what we're gonna do now is the easiest position, which would be the level position. I left this for last just because it's the easiest position, and it's the easiest position to hold on to the scout while doing this so it doesn't unplug. So let's go ahead and do the last position. Let's just do the bottom. Boom. And you just roll that bottom all around. You get it. You just keep going, and there's no time limit on how long this takes in version 1.3.5. I don't know about any other versions, so don't ask me. I'm just a fucking cook, man. You know what I mean? I'm going off of Matt Kim. Matt Kim said 1.3.5 doesn't have any bugs, and that's the best one you should use. So that's the one I'm going off of. And in that itself, I search around. I do a little due diligence. You got to do some due diligence. You know what I mean? We got to do due diligence to figure out. You got to figure out what's going on. So anyways, so this is what you do, and you populate this globe as much as you can. You populate that globe. You twiggle it around, and if you feel like there's more angles that you need to fill in, because there is, not just up, down, left, right, and back. There's sideways, there's right side forward, there's right side left, there's right side right, there's right side back. There's so much. So do your thing, and I promise you, man, after you put this in the sky, you're gonna be rock solid, bro. And then you keep flying around, and your eureka moment's gonna come while you're doing the dance. And the compass calibrating itself is based upon the movement of the craft while it's on. So I ask you, which one do you want?